You do if you bought a new home and shortly after moving in, you were hit with a $5,000 utility bill. Well, that's exactly what happened to a Richmond couple who's been going back and forth with DPU to get that bill reduced. 12 on Your Side investigator Franklin White stepping in and getting some results. Hey, Franklin.
Hey there, Current. DPU did reduce the bill in half, but the couple still owed more than $2,000. The problem, that's still way more than the amount of usage. With no luck getting this resolved, they asked us for help.
So basically, the first gas bill we received is telling us that we used 4,120 cubic feet of gas, a total cost of $5,284.
31-year-old Sam Flournoy says he couldn't believe it.
We had our account on auto draft, so we had to immediately disable that before it came out.
When he received this monster of a utility bill.
They're claiming that we used somewhere around 4,000 cubic feet of gas, which I think would be enough gas to run, a couple of city blocks.
He says he received the astronomical bill in February in a home he and his girlfriend just purchased a few months prior. He was confused because the only thing they use gas for is to cook and heat their home. So when they called the Department of Public Utilities, he was shocked they didn't immediately adjust his balance.
We only received notice that we had a service ticket open when we called and asked them, and they said that somebody was going to come out to check the meter because it had an abnormally high reading on it. So we asked when they were coming out. They weren't able to give us a date because they had a backlog.
So after going to DPU's office in person and also repeatedly calling, he finally got some relief.
The following month, they did give us a credit of about $3,000, which brought our bill down to, right around $2,000.
But that relief still left him with a big bill to battle.
They replaced the meter and they sent the old one off to get tested. And they basically told me that if it comes back as faulty, then they'll be able to make an adjustment. If it comes back as reading regular, then we're going to be responsible for the entire bill.
And now they're getting late fees.
Now we're getting these bright red delinquency notices in the mail. At this point, I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall. I can go back down to Department of Public Utilities, but they'll just give me the runaround.
That's when we stepped in. When the 12 on Your Side investigators contacted DPU, a spokesperson told me this. The initial charge of $5,284.72 for gas consumption was caused by an error recording the initial meter read when the customer transferred the gas service. This error did trigger an account review, but I am working to determine why immediate action wasn't taken. When I talked to Sam again, he said so far, DPU has knocked another $800 off their account, which brings their balance to about $1,100 left to pay, an amount he's willing to pay, but only if it's been calculated correctly.
We're concerned that this is going to affect our credit because we're getting delinquent notices and late fees added onto the bill. We've never had any issue paying our utility bills in the past. We would like to contribute to the city for what we've used. We just want to get this astronomical bill settled.
Well, some good news. That DPU spokesperson tells me Sam's account is not being reported externally as a delinquent account anymore. So that is good news for his credit report. Back to you, Kurt.